Hey everybody, happy 4th of July. Billy Gibbons was a hero of mine and I found him really, really early. I started listening to ZZ Top on their first record and on their second record, and I actually saw them live before they had any of the trappings. I saw them, they opened for, I think, Sly and the Family Stone in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with their cowboy hats and just normal clothes, but they did have the Rio Grande amps. They had taken their Marshalls and put the Rio Grande logo, new boxes, made them, the Rio Grande with the palm trees. I was so impressed. But my love of Billy Gibbons came from those first two records, and then when Tres Hombres came out, that was amazing to me. And I was just blown away at how huge they became in the next, decade. But my love of Billy Gibbons happened super early. I found him super early. Rio Grande Mud, with Just Got Paid. And Chevrolet. Those were like just amazing things to me, and he was amazing. And so there's some stuff I still do in solos that he created to this day. I mean, I think he and Johnny Winter taught me to do this. And then Billy Gibbons, I do this double hit on stuff sometimes that he created. I love this thing, like on the Grange, where he pulls up there. Of course, I love this. Now the squeal, I don't always do the squeal because it reminds me of the 80s. So that one I kind of stay away from, but crazy. When I saw Van Halen at Gazzari's, Eddie did LaGrange, and he did that squeal amazingly. That was 2 years before they, released their first record, but I digress. Anyway, so there's a lot of Billy Gibbons in my playing. And the double stops, like this thing. That one in particular, he does on Jesus Just Left Chicago, and I've incorporated that into a lot of my playing, the choral stuff. So much, but it's all early. It's all the early stuff. So I encourage you to go back to the first two records, ZZ Top's first album, go back to Rio Grande Mud, and mine those records for your Billy Gibbons stuff. It's the young Billy Gibbons. It's the early Billy Gibbons that I love. For those of you who are interested, there is a special offer on the Masterclass. The link is down below. Just check it out. See if you like it. I had an expanded version of this for Masterclass members only yesterday. So when you join the Masterclass, we do really long versions of these, and they were very casual, of these live streams. Did one yesterday with the members, and it was a really wonderful interaction. It's usually a small group of people, and we talk via the chat, take lots of questions. So anyway, there's a special offer down below if you want to check out the 14-day free trial. Otherwise, I think I'm going to play one more time, and then I'll look at the chat. Welcome, everybody. We're very, very grateful that you guys come here from all over the world. I mean, it's all over America, but it's also all over the world. Argentina, come on, man. Thank you so much, Gustavo. It's just amazing to us. Brazil, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Glad you liked the Masterclass. That's great. Anyway, here I go. I got to play again. This is as usual, I try and not play too many notes, and then I always play too many notes. So let me see how long I can play without playing too many notes. Here we go. it's just I can't resist. At a certain point, I'm going. You guys are probably like that too. I mean, once you start playing fast, it's hard to stop. But I think it's just better to try and remember to leave some space. That's my advice to you guys today. Anyway, happy 4th. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Evan, how many is too many? I usually find out when I listen back, because in the moment, it just feels so good just to put a wall of notes up. But when I listen back, then I know. And it's funny. I don't think there's any penalty ever to playing a little less. Let me try and really, really stay disciplined and just do select phrases with spaces. Let's see what that sounds like. Man, the virtue of that is that my hand gets to rest in between the phrases and the strength comes back. I don't know if that happens to you guys too, but if I play a phrase and I leave a space, the strength returns to my hand and I can bear down and pull the strings, because you're doing this. Takes a little more strength than doing a more jazzy. So that was the solo that I wanted to do. That one was, a few fast things, but the fast things pause too, Oh, so happy-go-lucky, you're finding practicing with a looper keeps you engaged, but getting simple. Yeah, rocky chord progressions often elude you. That is, well, suggestions or habits for getting a looping track going. You should make your own tracks. I mean, loopers are great, but there is a limit to how long you can go on a looper. And if you haven't created a DAW workstation, doesn't matter what it is, could be Logic, could be Pro Tools, could be Luna, could be GarageBand, make your own tracks. Loopers are great, but you can only do so much. And I like to mess with the tracks and add drums and bass and overdub. So I like loopers, but if you'll notice, everything I do is to tracks that I've made or other people have made. Oh, Bill, you're asking about the Billy Gibbons thing with this guitar. You know why I chose it? Because I've been playing PRSs quite a bit and I like to spread it around. And it just plays so easily. And this pickup in particular sounds throaty. And then the middle position sounds really great too. So rather than pick up a Les Paul or a Strat, I just fell back in love with this guitar. So it is a random choice. To answer your question, you could do this on any guitar, but I did tune down a half step. I find sometimes it's really, really great to do what all our heroes have done, or a lot of them like Van Halen, Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Tune down a half step because then you have just so much more, the strings are so easy to pull, basically. So that's a tip I would say. I picked up this guitar because it's throaty and the neck is chunky, but it's easy to get around on. So there you go. Oh, hey, Joshua, you saw the TikTok songs that Marty, that was a great idea. Marty Schwartz came over the other day and threw out some songs that I had to play to on a first take and come up with parts. And since that's my training, I was able to do it really quick and easy. But it's on his channel. It's on his Instagram, too, if you get a chance. He puts like 10 songs in front of me, and I have to immediately figure out parts for him. Went great. He stood right back there. He's pretty funny. You guys, if you don't know Marty Schwartz, go to his channel. He's a really, really great teacher. Thomas, you say you get lost with drum tracks. I just get drum loops, basically. So I just insert them. I don't actually make the drum loops. I grab them. You can grab them off the internet or certain sites that pay a fair royalty to the drummers that do them, and then you just insert them and they loop themselves. So that's my my advice there. Don't program drums if it doesn't come naturally to you. Just get drums and get drum loops. I use drum loops for everything. Larry says Billy plays eights. I think you'll find if you go really deep on research, he actually plays sevens, which, man, I want to try some sevens. I think my fingers would love sevens. I went to nines from tens recently, and my fingers love that. David, if you were to go back on, David O'Reilly, you are asking, if you were to go back on tour, what would be your go-to rig? Stable roadworthy. Actually, this Paul Reed Smith HX50 sounds really good too. I would do an amp, a cabinet, and a pedal board, and that's it. Very, very simple. What's the one pedal that I can't do without? It's probably the ODR1 by Nobles, or the Microamp by MXR, or the new Shanks ODS one, which is very expensive, but I recommend it. It's really, really great. Yeah. Todd, how do you get rid of latency when creating tracks? I think that's in your system. The new systems don't really have latency, so that's not for me to answer, but there's something in your system that needs to be corrected or changed. Yep, Addictive Drums comes with many loops. You can easily add fills and crashes. There you go. Good advice. Yeah. There you go. Just an old guy. Eric Clapton's 70th anniversary concert, one pedal and a wah. See, that's what I'm talking about. These guys who really are in the game for a long time, their rigs get simpler and simpler and simpler. Yeah, you're asking how I get rid of latency when creating tracks. I don't have any latency in my system, so change your system. Whatever it takes. Take the hours, take the days, and find the thing that doesn't make latency. That's like from, that was a problem many, many years ago. It shouldn't be a problem for you at this point. Good luck with it. Okay, so how to visualize color tones and target them while taking a lead. Sorry you missed yesterday's session. Aw, man. Mike, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by color tones, but maybe I do. You're probably talking about the notes that are outside the tonic. So if I'm in A, just pull up to the ninth. It's always great. Or do the fourth. Or the sixth. I mean, it's really as simple as that. You have the chord tones, which in this case are A minor, and then the notes in the scale that are not those notes, those are your color tones. And I just played 3 of the basic ones. Let me show you. Let me demonstrate. This will be fun. This will be great. Now, as long as you resolve it with a chord tone, I think that's the best musical approach. So I was on the 9th, resolved to the tonic. I was on the 6th, and Billy Gibbons says this in Lagrange. The 6th. Really awesome. And then the 4th, or he often does this double hit on the 4th. So I just demonstrated how there's 3 nice color tones right there. Another color tone is the flat 5. Let me me throw that in the mix. It's fun. Good question, man. Really good. So that's another one, the flat 5. So we found 4 of them. Probably some others. Flat 7, maybe? The thing about the flat 7 is you can bring it up to... Oh, no, that's the flat 3rd. The flat 3rd, you can bring it up to a major 3rd. But that's not really a color tone. Let's do the flat 7. Let me try that one. Oh, yeah, it's part of this. So that's the 5 and the flat 7. I mean, yeah. A lot of... That was rich. We mined some rich minerals with that question. Very nice. Very, very nice. Hey, Tim, is it possible to be creative with just major and minor pentatonics? Absolutely. And that's a choice. Because if you get outside of that, your style changes radically. And sometimes I stay well within pentatonics just to stay in just to keep a certain voice going. Now, the way to make pentatonics creative is to limit yourself and get as much out of, say, 3 notes as you possibly can. Or 4 notes. So if I go, and then I recombine, and I repeat, and I recombine again, you just keep creating more and more combinations with small groups of notes. That's a really good discipline and a really good thing to practice. But the key to making pentatonics interesting is to play with conviction, play simply, use a lot of English, pick dynamics, try and imagine yourself as a really great singer, and you're just trying to convey an emotion. So it's a great discipline and a great thing to squeeze as much as possible out of a small cluster of notes, and that's what you're doing with the 5 notes of the pentatonic scale. Dominic, you're asking, when did I start playing? At age 12. A little bit late, but not too late. I mean, I heard that Alan Holdsworth didn't start till he was 17. I don't think it matters. And my philosophy now is that you can be good at any age. You can be good with three years of study. The idea is to have 2 disciplines. You want to be a practicer and a beginner and keep that discipline going, but you also want to develop another side where you're a performer. And let's say you don't know that much, but you can perform playing simply. Like, let me demonstrate that. Let's say I didn't have lots of chops and I couldn't go. Let's say I couldn't do that and I can only do something very basic. Here's how I would perform this song. This is a good thing.